You'll make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
Switching it early. There we go. Good morning, everybody. So this is Get It Right Texoma. You're at the right place, right time, and we're ready to get into it, man.
Absolutely.
So, I have to say something that, oh yeah, by the way, this is Trey Strala. I'm Terry McAdams, MacTech Solutions, and Eddie Hills Fun Cycle. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
And then we always have our
Yes.
podcast partner in the sky, Mike Hendren, as well with
There
us
you
all
go.
the time.
That's it. That's the trio. So,
That's right.
But anyway, I'm experimenting with a couple of AI devices here. This is called Pocket AI. I just got this in yesterday. I've had this other little device here on my wrist.
I had one of those before. It's called an MP3 player.
Yes, well, yeah,
It was
but
about
it
that
didn't.
size.
Yeah, well, that's right. It was some of them. But anyway, this is Pocket AI. It's a little device that you can actually magnetically attach to the back of your iPhone, or if you don't have an iPhone and you have an Android that doesn't have the magnetic on the back, you can. It comes with a little ring. It'll make it easier for you. But anyway, we're gonna try that out and see on the transcript, and it summarizes, and playing with some technology today. This one also does it. But anyway, so we're playing. Or I am.
That's
anyway.
it. I was going to say. And where can anybody find technology, Terry?
Oh,
Everybody's interested in technology.
Yeah, well, maybe at MacTech Solutions.
Imagine that, 4020 Ray Road.
Yeah, but Apple products, all that good stuff. We're a sponsor. Well, we'll go ahead and do this a little early. You'll have, we've got Eddie Hills Fun Cycle, 401 North Scott, and since 1966.
Should be seeing our CF Motos in within the next two to 3 weeks.
All right. Well, that's okay. Tell us what.
It's a different brand. It's a new brand. That we have side-by-sides and ATVs and motorcycles. It's a comprehensive list, but
okay.
They have super high value, very nice vehicles at a lower rate.
Okay.
At a lower price than your bigger, well-known, because they're not quite as well-known.
Right.
It's basically what happens. So they come in a little lower price point.
Right. Okay.
But
well, that's cool.
I've researched the hell out of them. They've been out for a long time, and they've gotten better and better and better. And I have a lot of dealer friends all over that say that they're wonderful. They don't have any problems with them.
Okay.
They're everything has problems.
Right.
Anything mechanical can and will break. Hayden Sarala used to tell me that all the time, my daddy. Yeah. Anything mechanical can and will break at some point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Man has never made a perfect machine.
Yeah.
So that's reality. But you also have things that have inherent problems. It's like over
design,
and over.
Design flaws
just things that go wrong, good as shit.
Yeah, I had my CRV that just kept going through. Still have it actually, but at least the original equipment compressor got a third party, or it was great. Yeah, and it worked fine.
Well, it happens sometimes. BMW motorcycles were notorious for having, and BSA motorcycles were notorious for having electrical problems. But that was in the past.
Right. Well, but also something about, and tell me if I'm wrong, you're more into that industry, obviously, but in the, when you get the more expensive, the really high end stuff, the Jaguars, I'm guessing Bentley. I don't know I've never heard anything about Bentley, but some of the higher end ones have problems. Of course, the people can pay to get them fixed, but the issue I think is sometimes the numbers of them out there, they're not as many Jaguars on the road as there are Escorts. Remember, Escort was the best-selling car.
Best-selling car in the world.
But I don't know what it is right now. But Honda Accords, there's a ton of those out there. There's a lot of really good ones, and they've learned that because they have them out on the road and they have a test bed.
What you have to understand is it is an economy of scale.
Right.
Yeah, and you get into that, and you talk about people say, we run into this sometimes. It's a known problem. I've heard that about you. It's a known problem. Just check the internet. Okay. Right. So let's say 200 people had a problem.
Oh, sure.
But if they sold 250,000 of them.
Oh yeah, that's a small.
The percentages are small.
Right. But it is something that, it's just the question on the mind of the mind. I don't know, the collective mind of a car manufacturer is going to be that what the money required to go in and re-engineer it. Is it within the tolerance of failure?
There's got to be, and that equation will happen if it is something that could be a danger.
Oh, sure.
Then it's much more willing to do it. If it's something that's just not, but I will say these days, there are not bad cars produced anymore.
Not, yeah, for the most part, no. Yeah.
There's not. I mean, I'm not saying you can't get a bad car. But what I'm saying is there's not a whole line of cars that goes. There was Yugos at one time that were shit cars.
Yeah.
Daihatsus were crappy cars. I mean, they were junky cars.
Yeah.
Kias, when they very first came out, were pretty junky cars, you know?
All of them.
But all of them, either they died, like Yugo, or they don't sell them here anymore, like Daihatsu, or they've evolved like Kia.
Right.
So in 2026, 2025, you know, we're almost 2026, to think that you're going to go to a dealership and buy a brand new car and it's just not your car, but I'm talking about that whole line of vehicles is a complete piece of crap. It's just not.
Yeah, and any individual machine, statistically, there's going to be one that's a lemon.
Absolutely.
I mean, right?
and by the way, the word lemon, that is a legal term. What people like to throw that lemon word around a lot. It's a legal definition of what a lemon is, and it has to fit very specific criteria.
Right.
And by the way, there was a reason why the lemon law came out, because there was a lot more of that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the statistics are, but I would be willing to bet that car manufacturers buy much smaller percentage.
Oh yeah. Well, and
part of it is tolerances are better, oil is better, filtration is better.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, there's so many things in that. The technology has just gotten better, and so it's just the way it is. Yeah, and we see the same thing though. People will come in, a customer will come in and say, I'm having this problem. I read it on the internet. And it's not to say that you're wrong. Somebody's going to have this, but there's been how many millions of these made? And so it falls within the tolerance, although Apple is very good about, if we see it repeatedly enough, that they will go in and generally can fix it in software or firmware, whereas a car, you really can't, you have to bring it in.
No.
Well, yeah, some of the electronics.
A lot of them, I was going to say, there are some things you can fix.
Right.
Yeah, it's a yes and.
Yes.
You are right. It's not as easy on a vehicle, there's a lot fewer components you can fix that way, but there are a lot of fixes that can be done. Kawasaki had a thing that came out, and they actually had a recall on their Pro Mules. And part of what it is, we had to reflash the computer, and it retarded the timing.
Right.
Now, it was not being mean, by the way. That's an industry term. Retarded the timing.
That's right.
You turn the timing back, and it fired a little slower. And so when you hit the key, it goes boom and hits. And it's a little safer startup, rather than it firing right off the bat.
Right. Well, but on that note, though, you kind of reminded me. Yeah, it's not all mechanical, but I mean, especially if you have a Tesla, it's constantly connected. Tesla pushes out updates all the time, just like your iPhone.
Yeah,
you're going to get an update, and sometimes they go a little wacky. But I don't know. But there's, and I guess there are some connected traditional cars too, and of course the electric cars are probably connected all the time as well, because you're paying a subscription.
They don't. I think
they're cellular.
They'd have to be.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can also connect them to your Wi-Fi when you get home sometimes. But there's some things that they want a technician to do. So, but anyway, all that to say that
MagTech Solutions sell stuff.
There you go. And we don't sell cars, so but we're here, and you guys are got y'all stuff going on. So I guess we'll move on from there. But so we usually go live. Go ahead.
I was going to say,
that's yours. Right, God, I keep doing that. Sorry.
Step on me. Yeah, we usually go live every Friday morning at 7:30, just like we are today, on Facebook and YouTube. And also, I think it's on Spotify and some of the other ones as well.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I'm a little behind on audio.
Okay, so
part,
it's Facebook and YouTube. That's fine. Let's just call it Facebook and YouTube.
Live streaming.
Yeah,
anyway.
So with local happenings, interesting topics, and usually a guest.
Yeah.
Today we don't have any guests, but we have plenty of guests coming up. In fact, we have guests lined up, Terry,
to January.
Almost weekly through the middle of January now.
Man.
Now there's a couple of weeks in there we don't, but almost weekly through the middle of January. Right. And I still have a couple of calls out right now.
Yeah. So we got it, man. We got it all.
Even if we record the show ahead of time, like we will next week.
Yes.
We've already recorded next week's show yesterday, by the way.
There you go.
A little peek behind the curtain, but it will drop at 7:30 next week.
7:30
a.m.
I will have it up, ready to go, and it'll be there.
Here, go get it up.
All right. Then, but while you're at it, we're live. Go ahead and chime in, and then we've actually got one like already, it looks like. Hey,
awesome. Thank
you.
You.
More, yeah. And, we'd like to hear from you.
There's not a dislike on there, is there?
No, I don't think there's a thumbs down.
Yeah, we need to.
Actually, no, I think maybe, YouTube does. They do have a down.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if I see that on here or not. But But anyway, we just want to hear from you because we want to know what we're doing well and what we're maybe not doing so well. So just we'd love to hear the feedback and any ideas, things to talk about. If you want to be a guest, right? I mean, if you got something.
Yeah, if you've got something that's interesting,
for the community. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Exactly. If you're a nonprofit, if you have a nonprofit,
especially if you're nonprofit,
or you're an elected official or something along those lines, or or sometimes you have a business. I mean, we had Dwayne Jackson in. He has a long-term business owner and stuff like that, and is community involvement.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you're selling, toilet supplies to a national
we have
we
do have editorial discretion.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, we're probably not going to take the bar down, across the street from you. Well, from your
next door.
Next door. Yeah. Okay, that's it. But anyway, so speaking of, we already talked about us being sponsors, MacTech Solutions and Eddie Hills Fun Cycles. And then but if you do want to sponsor us, man, we'll talk.
Yeah, actually there are sponsorship opportunities like there if you'd like for us to get your name out, and it'll be cheap.
It'll be reasonable.
It'll be
absolutely
real cheap. Yeah.
So anyway,
the biggest thing is if you'd share it, because I really think we have something special here, and there's so many guests, and everybody that checks it out, it goes, wow, you got a lot of great guests. We do have a lot of great guests.
Absolutely.
If you want to know what's going on, I mean, we've had U.S. congressmen on our show.
Yep.
In this studio. We've had state of Texas representatives on our show in the studio.
Right.
We've had mayors. We've had judges. We've had nonprofits. We've had the MSU,
the president
of MSU. We've had the president of Chamber of Commerce. We've had so many people.
United Regional.
United Regional's coming on. And the president of Clay County Memorial Hospital's been on. The president of United Regional will be on with us in a couple of weeks.
Maybe we can get the president. No, no, but we'll see.
I don't know if we got time.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
so, but anyway,
Donald Trump.
So you're here at the right place. This is Get It Right Texoma, man.
So like and share.
That's it. So we always start off once we kind of get started.
This is your deal. I've never been there before. I know where it is, and I've driven by there. It's kind of, you got to be going to it.
Well, yeah,
you're not going to just happen by there.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up
it's 1889 cake, 1889 cake and
coffee bar. Yeah, it's part of Nacol's.
Nacol's Jewelers,
right?
They've been around a long time.
Right, they were on Kemp for the last location. Anyway, I don't know where they were before that, but apparently Nacol's was started in 1889, and so they when they moved into the old Zocalo's building,
which is right next to Samurai
Tokyo. Yep, on Mallard Drive, right there. So anyway, they started this coffee shop when they moved into this new building. They bought that building and completely renovated it. I mean, it is a nice.
So you can't get a swirl in here anymore.
No, not anymore.
That used to be the old Zocalo's thing. That's swirl.
Yep. And so they bought this building, refurbished it. It took them, I think, a year and a half, 2 years, something. I mean, it was a crazy amount of time. But they finally got to move in, and they had this idea: let's make a coffee shop.
Well, they were doing it during COVID, weren't they? Or right around that time?
Right. Yeah,
everything took more time and probably cost more money than it should have.
Right. And so, but anyway, I happen to really enjoy going there. I hang out there. That is my second office, if you will. I mean, I do have my home office, but I love going over there. I like to get out of here, but I don't want to go all the way home. So I hang out there, and they love it. I think maybe I do annoy them. I don't know.
At least you buy stuff, right?
Yeah, I do. I don't just go in there and sit.
Yeah, by the way, you're an asshole if you just go someplace. I understand if you need to go use somebody's Wi-Fi for 2 seconds to get something handled and you don't buy anything. I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
But you're an asshole if you go to a Starbucks or a McDonald's or someplace that offers free Wi-Fi and you park your ass and sit there and use their restroom and use their internet and don't buy anything, you're an asshole.
Right.
Don't do it.
And I'll admit I go between them and Starbucks usually on Southwest Parkway. But
we want to focus on this one because it's
right. No, I know, but I have to be full disclosure. But I do enjoy going to these guys. I don't want to annoy them, really, and so I don't go there every day. But anyway, I hang out there.
Look on the screen here.
Yes, we got it up there on there. They're open early. They do cakes, and obviously the cake and coffee bar. They've also recently gotten like little breakfast sandwiches, little lunch sandwiches, that kind of stuff. So they listened. I asked them, when are y'all going to get food? And they got it. And so but it's really nice. I mean, and you can have a meeting there if you schedule it with them. You can have a little small group.
They have a meeting space?
Well, no, it's all in the one, but they have a nice big table there, and you can hang out, and they don't mind. Just coordinate that with them. Let them know you'd like to do that. I mean, you're not going to get more than 10 people, 15, because it'll get full up pretty quick.
Right.
But I think if you have a small group, there's a lot of people that do meet there. They got all the coffees. They do your lattes and everything.
They'll do a half calf on a decaf on a half calf.
Well, that I guess, yeah. And they have flights of coffee. They do little taster tests.
That's fine. I mean, I'm not into coffee and tea and all that, but that's awesome. That's cool that people are.
But what's cool about it is right next to the jewelry store. I mean, it's attached. It's part of the whole thing. You can watch they've got their jewelers
on coffee and go grab you some jewelry, right?
Right. They've got their jewelers in the back. You can see there's a window. You can watch what they're doing. You can see in there, and they bring. I mean, if you're waiting on them to clean something or whatever, you can go in and get a coffee, and they do an outstanding job.
That's awesome.
I mean, and they got Cokes, not Cokes, but they have one of those off-brand sodas that are really good. Cherry Coke is my favorite. The cherry, it's not really cherry Coke. Poppy.
The Dublin, is it
Poppy.
Dublin?
No. This is the Poppy.
Okay.
Brand.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's cool. But anyway,
a lot of people kind of do Dublin because Dublin's a local bottler, relatively local. It's not very local, 2.5 hours away. But
just outside of Waco or something, isn't it?
No, it's between it's about an hour and a half from Waco.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah. Well, closer to Waco than we are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So is Austin, but we wouldn't.
Well, it's down that way.
Dublin is pretty close to. It's not too far from Stephenville.
I've been there, right? But
they had a Dr. Pepper bottling plant for you.
And then they got Dr. Pepper took it away.
Yeah,
for a lot of reasons. But anyway,
there's a whole documentary on that. Right. Really interesting.
Okay, so anyway, 1889 Cake and Coffee Bar right there at Nakal's, where Zocalo's used to be on Mallard Drive next to the Samurai. Too early.
Go check them out.
So yes, we will take it from there.
All right. Next up, local events happening next Friday on Halloween, an evening at the Improv at Backdoor Theater. It's only $12 per person. The show starts at 7:30. It's at the main stage at Backdoor Theater downtown, and it is a fun show. If you've ever seen Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yep.
That's basically what it is.
That's it.
It is unscripted. I was part of the improv troupe for a period of time, and I love doing it. I just don't have the time to do it anymore. This is really unscripted. When they go in there, I can vouch for it. I've been there. When they go in there, they do not know what's going to be pulled. Now, we did rehearse, and they do rehearse because what you do is you rehearse your listening and your reaction skills. Right. You rehearse that, but it's all random what is going to be said, and the performers do not know. And it's a great time. It is an adult show because there will be plenty of times that there's words that rhyme with duck that'll be on there. So, and with maybe a little sexual connotation.
Yes.
So, don't take your kids.
Yeah.
It's not for kiddos, but go check them out. And I don't know if they have tickets left or not. They usually sell out, but they may have some tickets left.
Let's see.
Go get them.
Tickets. I don't know, but yeah.
While you're doing that, we got to move on.
Yes. No, I know. Yeah. All right. So next, we've got the, let's see, Campfire Halloween drive-through, and we have that you know more about that.
Yeah, it's from 5 to 7 once again on Halloween, and it'll be a drive-through thing. So if you're out trick-or-treating or the weather's cold or the weather's bad or whatnot, the Campfire staff will be dressed up. They'll have the vans dressed up and all that, and they're going to be giving away Halloween candy.
Yeah.
They do ask that you approach from up Fillmore from Seymour Highway, because the Campfire office is on the corner of 9th Street and Fillmore in Wichita Falls.
Okay.
And if you go down 9th and then try to turn down Fillmore, the turn into Campfire is right there.
Okay.
And it will be, assholes and elbows.
Okay.
People trying to get in there. So the best thing is if you go down 9th and you see that, go make a block, go down a block, and then go up Fillmore.
Okay. So there it is.
Yep.
Okay. Well then, all right. So then the next thing is the Texas Fish and Chips event, which is to support the combined
bands.
The combined band going to England.
The combined bands, Legacy High School and Memorial High School, will have a combined band that will go to England to march in London's New Year's Eve parade. This is a huge honor, by the way.
Yeah.
To be asked. They were asked to do this, and Ryder High School did it several years ago, and they wanted our Wichita Falls schools back since then.
All right.
And it's a great opportunity for kids to get out, go places that a lot of them would never go.
Right.
And they're going to go, and they're going to be there for a few days. Yep. They're going to be able to see the sights in London and do some little day trips and that sort of thing. Yep. It's a wonderful opportunity, but it costs a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, the team effort to earn all that money for those who can't necessarily afford to write a check.
There's families that can just write a check, because they're going to get a package, and there's families that'll just stroke a check and that'll be it. But there's a lot of people who can't do that or don't want to do that, and they want their kids to work for it. And this is what Loy Studer and his group have done, is they've created opportunities for kids to work to earn money towards this. Okay. And we've partnered Redneck Culinary Academy that I'm part of. By the way, we're going to have a cook tonight at MSU.
Okay.
Yeah, for the Alumni Association.
Okay.
So if you want some good fish tonight, come out to the Alumni Association. It's at the Outdoor Activity Center, or whatever they call it. It's on the other side of MSU campus. It's over by the lake.
Right. If you're coming down Midwestern from Kemp, then on the right side at about the Arts Center, right before the lake.
Yeah, it's on this side it's on the Midwestern side of the lake. It's not on the Arts side. If you're coming down Kemp, you're going to go past the lake. Anyhow,
okay.
You turn at the health center, the fitness center, and it's back behind there.
No,
if you're going down Kemp.
No, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, it is right. Okay, I know where you're at. I was thinking before that.
So that's going on tonight. But the same group, Redneck Culinary, we're going to do the cook there, and it's going to be at McNeil Field or Garnett Field, which is right next to Memorial Stadium. And so that's where the event's going to be held. It's going to be Friday night, the November 7th.
Right there, yeah. 4:30 to 6:30 p.m.
Right, and the reason it's a little early is because that's the night of the rivalry game between Memorial and Legacy. So it's going to be like I think you said it's going to be a tailgate. Yeah, it's going to be a cool tailgate, upscale tailgate.
All right.
So anyhow, go check it out. Get your tickets. Please get your tickets early.
Right.
Because we don't want to run out of fish, but we can only take so much.
Yeah.
Extra food. We can't take 10 tons of extra food. We don't want it to go bad.
Right. So, all right. What do we got going on in the news?
In the community, the WFISD board voted to use Third Future Schools. That's the organization hired by the district to run Hershey Middle School now.
Right.
And they've actually hired them now to expand that to include Booker T. Washington Elementary and Southern Hills Elementary.
Now, will that start immediately?
I believe it. I was told it starts immediately.
Wow.
Well, there's a semester coming up.
Right, so there's a changeover.
Yeah, I don't know that it started yesterday, but it may start its semester, and I will get some clarification. I need to contact Donnie Lee. I didn't do that, but Donnie Lee, the superintendent of schools, was on us about a month or so ago, and was talking about the progress that they've seen at Hershey with this Third Future School coming in. It's a very regimented, intensive school. Their whole thing is they go into schools that are struggling, that the district has thrown resources and tried this and tried that. They go in and they have a regimented way that they do things. Right. And they've had good success turning schools around.
Right. Well, now this is all in light of the fact that they've had some challenges, and that the TEA, Texas Education Agency is looking at some things, and we didn't meet some benchmarks, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, now that at Hershey, but also on these two schools, they've had either D or F ratings.
Right.
And basically, I think what's happening, and I don't have inside knowledge anymore on the board. Right. I'm not on the board. I haven't been on for about 9 years. So I know some of the people on the board, but I don't have inside knowledge. But what my assessment is, the board understands that there's a lot of scrutiny from the TEA.
Yes.
There's a threat of Wichita Falls ISD.
Fort Worth just got taken over the other day.
Taken over by the TEA.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a threat in Wichita Falls, and it's not because of all the schools. It's down to just a few schools. Right. One of them in particular, Hershey, which was Kirby. But I think what's happening is the board and the administration has said, look, we've got to get ahead of this.
Yes.
We can't let this languish on and languish on. And there's a lot of reasons, but the number one reason, and nobody talks about this, because we talk about ratings and all this other bullshit. It's the kids. Every year that a school is struggling, there's a group of kids that are struggling along with it.
Yes.
And that's why the impetus of hurrying up and getting shit done, in Trey's opinion, is so important. Is I don't care about the ratings and all that so much.
Right.
I care about what's going on in the schools,
Right.
and are these kids getting a quality education? And if there is too many disruptions in the school for the kids who want to get a quality education you got to do something.
Right.
And every year you don't do something, you just let another group of kids, it's a waste of their year. And I've looked at that for a long while. When you have a shitty teacher, and I'm going to tell you, teachers are very hard to get rid of, which is good for some ways, but it's really bad for some reasons.
Right.
And there's been times that I've seen it for years where shitty teachers get moved around from school to school, basically to do the least harm. And they'll go here and here. But what pisses me off about that, and always did, was every time you do that, that teacher's still a crappy teacher. She's just going to screw up or not. I don't want to say screw up, but not offer the quality education that they're supposed to offer to those students.
Yep.
And I said she because that's a common thing for teachers, but it could be a he.
Yeah.
There are more male teachers than there used to be, but it is a field that's dominated by women.
Except in the coaching.
Except for coaching.
Yeah.
Well, male coaching.
Male.
Because there's a lot of, like your basketball coach, your volleyball coach,
But of
girls
course,
softball.
football has a bigger program in most schools.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but anyway, whatever the case is, all that and then some, and we need, and I think that's great. Now, I don't know, again, I'm not in this and haven't been and understanding of all the things that are going on here, but clearly what we're under not threat, I guess that's not the right way, but it's possible that the TEA could come in and do stuff.
It's a threat.
But it's
a real
Fort Worth, just like I said, literally this week. And that's interesting how that's going to work. I don't know what that would look like, but it looks like they're showing an effort. If there's any sort of discretion in how the TEA comes in and does stuff or views everything, that if they can do something, that this is showing absolute attempts to do something.
Trying to do something. Yeah. So, and we'll see what happens. What happens when the TEA does a takeover is they go in and they replace the entire school board, and they're not elected. They appoint board of managers.
Right.
Okay. And so they vet people.
Right.
And say, hey, we're going to put you in here. So no longer is a popularity contest or who you know or whatever if you have a better sign. Right. And they also, I believe, get rid of the superintendent as well.
Right.
So it's a complete management change at the very top. Yeah. Superintendent and school board.
Or a lot of it, though, I mean, gosh, in this case, though, it seems like that would be unfair to replace the current superintendent because he hasn't been here that long.
It doesn't matter.
I know, but it seems...
Well, he's been here about 3 years.
Has it been already?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't know.
Yeah, he was here. He wasn't here,
but didn't he inherit still?
Oh, he inherited some problems.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Donnie Lee didn't create these.
No,
problems.
but what I'm saying is it would be unfair to do that when he's made significant.
But that's what the law says.
They have to.
Yes, I believe they're compelled
to. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
All right. This is something that I've talked about for years, but I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast. I've talked about it on the radio show for many years. Can we please take Halloween and just set a date for Halloween, a day for Halloween instead of a date? Look, we have, there are times that it doesn't matter what the date is. It's the day.
Yeah.
Memorial Day, Veterans Day.
It happened that day.
Yeah.
But this is something. It's a made up holiday.
Well, it's a made up holiday, and there's a little bit of background on it. So just so people know, it's celebrated October 31st due to its origins in the ancient Celtic festival of Shaman and the Christian holiday of All Hallows Eve. Shaman, I'm saying it wrong. The Celtic New Year's Eve was believed to be the night before the boundary between the living and the dead are blurred, allowing spirits to return to earth, which led to traditions like wearing costumes and lighting bonfires. When the Christian church established All Saints' Day, All Hallows Day, which is November 1st, the night before became as All Hallows Eve, which is Halloween, is what it's gone to. Good. That's great. All this shit happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right? So instead of picking a date, let's pick a day. Because Halloween in America, the percentage of people that celebrate All Hallows Eve is this big.
Yeah.
I know there's people out there. I know. So don't tell me. Oh,
But it
I know
has the
somebody-"
retail. But in retail,
Yeah,
it's
but
celebrated.
not even in. I mean, the amount of people who celebrate Halloween from a Christian standpoint is minuscule
Right.
compared to the amount of people who celebrate Halloween on a social standpoint.
Right.
So that being said, it would make so much more sense to say last Saturday of the month. It could be the 31st. It could be the 28th. It could be whatever.
Right.
The last Saturday of October will be Halloween. And because when you have it on Friday, it's not too bad. But when you have it on a Thursday or a Wednesday, you got kids. I mean, families are trying to go to parties and the kids are staying up late and they're getting loaded up on sugar candy and all this crap or whatever it is. My point is, this is not there's no good reason, in my opinion, that I can see to say it has to be done on October 31st. So let's just say it's the last Saturday of October.
Yeah.
And it's Halloween and it's on Saturday. So families can enjoy it. Families can plan for it. People can go to a party. They don't have to leave work early to go to a party and stuff like that. So anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So I want to pass a bill. Congress? No, yeah, right.
So yeah, I'm sure they'll work it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Get past this government shutdown. It'll be the next thing on the
that's
docket,
it,
right?
man. Yes. So Ron Kitchens leaving us has already
has left us. Yeah.
He has left the building. So gone to St. Louis. He's going to run I forget the name of the organization, something forward or
it's basically their chamber
or their economic development.
Economic development.
He's going to be the CEO there, and but he's done great things here, and now we've just got to try to fill his shoes with someone, and
that's what this is all about here. Because ironically, now that you said that, Terry, thanks for setting me up on this.
Ironically,
ironically, there you go. There have been two big changes in Wichita Falls economic development. Maria James Contreras. I'm not sure it's James. I think it's James, but I need to ask her one time how to say her name. She's going to be on with us actually in January. She is the new interim CEO of the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And then Mariah Williams.
So Maria and Mariah.
That's right. Mariah Williams has been named the CEO for Forward Wichita Falls,
right?
Which is a nonprofit that Ron was part of starting when he was here. He was the CEO of both organizations.
Right.
And all of them worked at the chamber. So Maria and Mariah have a lot of experience working with the chamber under Ron's tutelage and all that. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Both very deserving ladies, great people. They're both dynamic go-getter people and really just sweet, nice people.
Yeah.
And so congratulations to them. I'm really happy for both of them. And like I said, Maria will be on with us. And then we'll I'll see about getting Mariah on maybe sometime in the new year as well.
Okay. All right. So what do we got? Man, we got
now early voting is started.
Yes, a lot of amendments.
Did you vote yet, Terry?
No, I haven't. Where?
Okay.
So
it's at the Wells Fargo. If you're in Clay County, it's at the old Wells Fargo building.
You got to go into town.
You got to go to Henrietta. Yeah,
I haven't been.
And in Wichita Falls, I'm not sure where the early voting's. I'm sure it's at the courthouse.
Yeah,
but anyhow,
Google it.
That's right. So the biggest thing on the amendments, and I think City View has a school district. There's a few local races, but not very many. For the most part, it's the amendments.
Yep. And
of course, when James Frank was in, he kind of talked about this and said, he said, this is what we passed, but it has to be codified by a vote of the people. And I will also tell you, James Frank sends a newsletter out. It's an email newsletter. And if you don't get it, please, I encourage everybody, no matter whether you like James Frank or not like James Frank, or you're Democrat or Republican, I encourage you to sign up for it and get the newsletter. You don't have to like everything or agree with everything in there. But the nice thing is there's a lot of neat information in there. Right. And it's very informational about what's going on in Austin or what's coming up. So I did not pull this off of James Frank's newsletter, but I pulled these summaries for the Texas 25 constitutional amendments.
Okay.
And early voting is going on. Of course, Election Day is Tuesday, November 4th. So there's 17. I did not put all 17 in here because some of them are they tend to be very, in my opinion, very specific. They're not going to affect very many people.
Right.
So, but if you want to start there, we can just kind of start.
Well, do we want to go over all of them?
We could.
Okay. Well, I was going to pull out.
Do them quickly.
Well, quickly. Okay. So the first one, the amendment would Proposition 1. This amendment would create 2 constitutionally dedicated funds for the Texas State Technical College system be seeded with $850 million. So I'm not.
Basically, what they're saying is they're going to build a fund to promote.
Oh, so there's not one now.
There's not one.
Okay.
There is one to promote higher education and colleges and stuff like that, but there's not a fund for technical.
Right. Which,
and as we've seen, technical schools are very important. So
yeah,
if this is important to you, that's a good place to vote. Vote yes.
And it probably a lot of the technical jobs won't be replaced and can't be replaced by AI.
Yeah, AI can't change your oil.
Nope.
Yeah,
can't do that. All right.
Prop 2.
All right. So this amendment would permanently ban any future capital gains taxes or tax in Kansas, in Texas. Has nothing to do with property tax. It protects Texans from taxes on investment income, such as profits from selling a business. So, yeah, capital gains, no. Yeah.
And it's a constitutional amendment that prohibits it.
Right.
So if 20 years from now, a legislature, a different legislature turns over or whatever, and they want to start taxing capital gains, they cannot do it unless they go back and get the amendment repealed.
Right. Now this is obviously a so much easier process than getting a U.S. constitutional amendment.
Absolutely.
But anyway, all right. So Proposition 3, Senate Joint Resolution 5 summary. Okay, well, it's from the Senate on this one. Okay. This amendment would let judges deny bail for specified violent or sexual felonies under, quote, clear and convincing evidence of danger or flight risk. It codifies mandatory preventative detention in the Constitution. So basically it's
giving judges more discretion
on
whether
it's not
they're
mandating it.
Right. It's going to give them more discretion on whether they're going to hold somebody without bail. Right. And that's a big thing. I mean, look, I know I hear people say, well, so-and-so's a scumbag. So-and-so was a criminal. Maybe or maybe not.
Right.
But if they haven't been convicted, they're accused of being a criminal.
Right.
Okay. And so we need to be sure that we're giving people at least due process rights. If they're American citizens, by the way, or here legally, if you're here illegally, I don't necessarily believe that you are due process. I think you should be able to be deported.
Due process.
Cap you in the head. Right. No, but if they want to, they can deport you, and then you could get your due process back in. Right. But if you are here legally, or you are a citizen of the United States, you should have due process rights. Which means that if you get arrested, that doesn't mean that you're convicted. Right. You get thrown in the pokey.
Right.
Well, you should have the presumption of innocence.
Right.
And I know that we can say, well, that guy's a dirtbag, or this guy, that may be fine, but what about when it's you?
Right.
And that's why you need to be sure that things are protected.
Right.
So this is one people need to think pretty hard about is, do you want to give judges just higher discretion on this?
Right.
The downside is now you could have people whose constitutional amendments get suspended that maybe they don't now. Right. But the upside is you may save some lives of innocent people because you have somebody who.
Right. When it's on video, for instance, I would think that if you saw somebody on video come in and shoot somebody,
and you could prove, and it's clear and reasonable that it's that person.
Right. Clear and convincing evidence. That seems to me that would be an easy one.
So anyhow.
Okay. Well, so again, this is your decision to decide whether you want to allow it or not. Yep. Number 7, this amendment allows the legislature to exempt the homestead of a surviving spouse of a veteran who died from a presumed service-connected condition. The exemption would continue if the spouse remains unmarried and moves to a new qualifying homestead carrying forward the previous tax relief. Now, this is very specific. I wouldn't even qualify for this. My spouse would not.
It is very specific, and maybe I left it in there. I probably left it in there. Yeah. It is very specific.
Yeah, well, it's a veteran. A lot of people.
But I do think veterans' causes are much more in the forefront than they used to be at one time. So basically what it's saying is if your spouse is a veteran and dies
of the service-connected condition.
Service-connected condition. I mean, they have to die in combat.
So just because you, I have migraines. If I died from a migraine, that would be one of my service-connected things. But nobody dies from migraines, exactly. I don't think so. But
it basically gives that spouse the homestead exemption that is afforded. So we can move on to that.
Whatever. Yeah,
I voted for it. because
Okay.
I don't. There's no downside to me, and
Yeah.
it's good for some people.
Okay.
That's the way I always look at this kind of stuff.
Sure.
I kind of go, okay, does it help a group of people? And is there any downside to it? And the only downside to it is
It's a small amount.
the state collects a little bit less money.
Yeah,
But
right.
it doesn't harm anybody. It doesn't take anything away from anybody.
Right.
They're not coming to my house and asking me to kick in $1.50 or anything like that to cover this.
Right.
There's to me, there's no downside
Yeah.
to me or society, and there's upside to some people
Gotcha.
that are deserving, in my
Right,
opinion.
right. Okay, number 8, this amendment would permanently prohibit the Texas legislature from imposing estate, inheritance, or gift taxes. Texas does not currently levy such taxes, so this measure acts as a safeguard to prevent future reintroduction.
And this is important because let me tell you, there
Apparently,
are
reintroduction. So apparently, we had it at one point.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, because there's states like California.
Oh yeah.
There's people, yes, if people are leaving California, California's still trying to go to people who now are Texas residents
I'm-
and saying, you earned money for that in the last 10 years in California, and you pay us more taxes.
Mm.
So anytime, in my opinion, anytime you can pass an amendment to handcuff the amount of
Government.
government from taxing you more,
Yeah.
let's do it.
All right. Number 9, House Joint Resolution number 1. That's what it was. This amendment would allow the legislature to exempt up to $250,000 of market value of income generating. Oh, no, I thought it was $140,000, but I guess it's $250,000, basically business inventory tax.
All right.
That's really what it comes down to. But that's but $250,000 exemption of the market value of income generating personal property, even though it's not our personal property,
Yeah.
such as business equipment or tools from local property taxes. The exemption would ease the tax burden on small business and self-employed. Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same rate as your house.
Yeah.
After your exemption and everything above that, and this is, but it's because, especially if you're in retail, and you keep inventory, you have inventory, and the thing is, Christmas is a busy time,
Yeah.
and so you stock up.
Yeah. And if you overstock and you don't sell all your stock there, all of
Yep.
a sudden now you owe a big
You
fat
up,
tax.
Yeah. So you got it.
Yeah.
And
Which really kills your margins.
right, it
Yeah.
does. And so, all right,
And by the
number
way, margins, profit is not a dirty word.
no,
Businesses have to make profit.
Yeah.
If they don't, they'll go out of business. Anytime you hear that so-and-so selling something at cost, okay, they can't sell too many things at cost, otherwise they will go out of business.
right.
And by the way, cost is not cost. Just because you paid $12 for an item, by the time you ordered it, received it, stocked it in, put it on your shelves, it didn't cost you $12.
No.
It might have cost you $13. And then when you pay an employee to sell it,
Yep.
whether they especially if they get a commission, but even
Yep.
if they don't get a commission, they still have an hourly rate.
Yep.
Your real cost on that $12 item may be $15,
Right. Yep.
depending on your overhead and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I will say, and the margins on some of our products that we make,
Skinny.
state of Texas makes more than we do on sales
Oh,
tax.
I've said this a million times.
I'll
And
take
I'm
the
not
sales
first.
tax.
I said, if I would give 100% of my profits to the state, if I could keep 100% of the sales tax I collect.
There you go.
Yeah, we do not profit 8.25% on the bottom. When it's all said and done,
No,
we do not profit 8.25%.
And-
Very few businesses do.
but we
Small
do get
businesses.
that 0.5%
Yeah,
of our
for-
tax
for turning
for filing. Hey, some states don't even do that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, number 11, this amendment would authorize the legislature to raise the additional school property tax exemption for elderly and disabled homeowners from $10,000 to $60,000. The increased exemption would reduce school district taxes for qualifying individuals and would be offset by state funds to maintain district level funding. Okay.
That's what so basically on any of these tax relief bills, property tax reliefs, the school district is held harmless.
Right.
In other words, and this is a really simple example, but I'm just trying to make it make sense for everybody. So there's different levels of tax, and we're not going to get into that. We can at some time. It's pretty complicated, but let's just say that your school's property tax is $1 per 1,000. Let's just say it is, right? Okay, say it's $1, and or say right now it's $1.10, and the state comes in and says, okay, school district, you got to cap it at $1. You can only collect it. Taxpayer, you're only going to pay $1. So what'll happen is the taxpayer pays that dollar, and the state pays 10 cents to that school district.
Okay, makes up the difference.
So it makes up the difference.
Okay.
So when they call buying down, they call it buying down the rate. The school district is not getting less money.
Right.
Or the entity, the city, the county, whatever, is not getting less money. The state is just making up the difference based on sales tax receipts and rainy day funds. And there's a lot of, the state of Texas has billions and billions of dollars in reserves in different buckets.
Right. And is there a cap on like an amendment, a constitutional amendment that addresses the total money that overall what the state has to do with any excess?
I really don't know.
Okay. Anyway. All right. Number 13. This amendment would raise the school district property tax exemption on homesteads from $100,000 to $140,000, reducing taxable home values and offering tax relief to homeowners. The state would reimburse school districts for the same thing.
Just like I said, I cannot imagine anybody voting no on this. I mean, first off, the legislature's already said this is a good idea.
Well, right, but it's also a percentage thing. If it's 100,000, and when they first implemented that number, and your value of your home went up, then that just eats away the percentage. At the time is much greater.
That 100,000 was been set several years ago when the average price was a lot lower.
Wasn't updated for inflation. So that's
right.
what this is doing. Okay. Number 15, this amendment adds Article 1, Section 37 to the Texas Constitution, affirming that a quote, a parent has a responsibility to nurture and protect the parent's child and the corresponding fundamental right to exercise care, custody, and control of the parent's child, including the right to make decisions concerning the child's upbringing. Okay, that's the end quote. The House amended the Senate version and removed the earlier strict scrutiny clause, quote, compelling interest/least restrictive means. So
basically what this is saying is, if you're a parent, you have the right to be involved, to have say-so in how your child is raised.
Right, you should.
Now, that doesn't mean that you have the right to go to the school district and tell them how they're going to run their business, because you're one parent of so many that you can't do that. But you can. You do have the right to go in and go, hey, I disagree with this. I'm going to opt out of this or opt out of that for my child.
Okay. Well, we don't have problems like some of the schools where a child has mentioned something to a teacher, then went to a counselor, which then medically they somehow get them into some medical care that the
parents doesn't. I'm not aware of that in any of our local schools around here.
All right.
It does happen.
Yeah.
But you have to think about it. Just because it's the state of Texas,
right?
North Texas is pretty, and even southern Oklahoma is relatively parent friendly and that sort of thing, and child friendly and all that. But there are places in the state that are not.
Right, but at the same time, there are some parents who objectively are not good parents.
Oh, no shit.
And so,
in fact, it's an epidemic. There's many more parents that are bad parents.
And so, being in the child protective services in Texas, or any state for that matter, that's got to be a very difficult job, because you're trying. You don't want to take parent, because obviously I'm sure many of the employees that do that job are parents, and they understand they don't want their rights taken away as a parent. But then at the same time, if you got somebody abusing them, and so there's
clear and convincing evidence.
There you go. So, all right. The number, let's see. 16. This amendment would explicitly state in the Texas Constitution that only U.S. citizens may vote in Texas elections.
No shit.
Yeah, which somewhere it's already stated, right?
It's not in the Constitution.
Well, okay. Well, the law already limits voting to citizens. This measure codifies it. That restriction in the Constitution, prevent future legal. Okay, so it's just another hoop to go through in order to. That's what all these are. Really.
A lot of them are. The tax relief is not, but this sort of stuff is saying, look, this only makes sense. And by the way, the reason this has never been voted on, because in the history of our country, illegal.
It's never
illegal.
Right.
We're never allowed to vote anymore.
It was given.
Right. But in the last, 4 to 6 years. Or 8 years, 10 years, whatever it is, you've had these municipalities, Portland, Oregon, and stuff like that, who will allow illegals to vote.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're illegal. you're not here legally. God, this is like one of those. It's beyond the pale. Just trying to rationalize. They're trying to figure out what the rationale behind saying that somebody's here illegally, but yet they get to vote to have a say so.
Yeah, and it's
be here legally, and you get to become a citizen, and you can vote. Go through the process.
Right. Okay. Finally, number 17. Now there are how many total? Is it
17?
Oh, there's 17. Oh, we just had an example of them. Yep. Okay. This amendment would allow the legislature to exempt from property taxation any increase in value to land in Texas border counties that results from the addition of border security infrastructure. It is a narrowly tailored measure meant to avoid penalizing landowners for voluntary security-related improvements.
To me, yes, it is it's only going to affect a very specific.
And we're talking about south border, the Mexican.
Well, yeah, we're not talking about the Oklahoma.
Right. Okay, yeah, we're not trying to keep right?
We're not trying to keep the Okies in. Now, Louisiana, we got to talk about our Louisiana border.
Yeah,
letting the Cajuns in. But no, this is basically saying if a Texas landowner on the southern border, on the U.S. border, wants to make an improvement that is deemed to help border security as well at their own expense, they should be
given an exempt
from paying taxes on it.
Right, gotcha.
Basically, they shouldn't be able to build a super high, nice fence, and then the local county come in and go, "Hey, wait a minute, we're going to tax the hell out of you on that."
Yeah,
and by the way, they're doing something good for all of us.
Right.
Because border security is border security, and it's very important.
Right. Okay. Well, there you go. Now we have one other.
Yeah, you got one other big one here.
Yeah, this one was just.
This is probably the biggest of the big that we never talked about.
Yeah, well, so we've talked about it. It's been in the news, and it's, of course, right now is the government shut down in part because of it. But we just clicked over $38 trillion. We a few shows ago we showed a little video that put it all in
perspective. Yeah, what a million is, what 1,000 is, what a million is, what a billion is, and what a trillion.
Yeah,
it's exponential. That's the problem. It's exponential.
That's crazy. So I have some numbers here now. Now, first of all, I want to show you I'm going to bring this up.
The debt clock, and this is a real thing. You can go on it. It's usdebtclock.org, and it's a very interesting, scary.
Yeah, this is a big. I'm see if I can stretch it out a little bit, but
it's running.
Yeah, so this is an estimate, but just.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not to the penny.
Right, yeah. I mean, it gets updated and calibrated with reality periodically, but at a run rate that they estimate that we're already over $38 trillion. And again, and there's other stuff here. Just go to this. This is US.
They added the Doge clock.
.org. Oh, did they? Okay.
Look at that Doge clock. I've never seen that on there.
So how much they've, I guess.
It's what their goal is.
Yeah, versus
and
what they've saved. Yeah. Huh.
So Doge, by the way, if you want to piss on, or if you want to crap on that, is saved $2.1 billion.
No, $214 billion.
Yeah, $214 billion.
Yeah,
that's a dent. Chump change.
No, that's a little dent.
What pisses me off when I hear people go, "Oh, that's a drop in the bucket."
Yeah.
If you say $10 million, no, $10 million is $10 million.
Oh my God, you and I could retire and then some, and plenty left
even
over.
If it's a drop in the bucket or it's a rounding error to them, you do a drop in a bucket and a drop in a bucket and a drop in a bucket and a drop in a bucket, and at one point you have a bucket full.
There you go. I know.
You put enough drops in a bucket, you have a bucket full.
Well, let's put so $38 trillion, and we have do some quick math on yours. Divide $38 trillion.
My abacus out.
There you go. And then divide that by 350 million. Where are we at 340 million?
Okay, so 38 trillion is.
Let's see.
Is that too many zeros?
No, I don't know.
No, that's right.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah,
thousands, hundreds. Well,
yeah.
Thousands, millions,
billions. No, I still got three more zeros.
Yeah.
I can't
That's what I mean. It's like
my calculator ran out of zeros.
There you go.
My calculator just popped up. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, so $38 trillion. Divide that by 340 million. Zero, zeros.
Yeah, 0. I can do millions.
0.
I mean, I check my bank account pretty regularly. Yeah, right.
That's $111,000 each person. Not taxpayer. It would be higher if it was per taxpayer. you know.
Yeah, you're talking about people.
Yes.
So it's 112 grand almost.
If you were handed $112,000 right now, and you could invest it
Oh, yeah.
in 20 years. Now, not all of us are going to have 20 years to live, but still, that puts it in perspective. It's $111,000 per person.
If we decided today, the other way we could look at it, if we decided today we wanted to wipe out our national debt,
That's what
every single human being that in the United States this is close estimates. We don't know to the number, but that are legal, by the way.
Yeah.
These are people that are legal here legally that are counted, would have to send the government a check for 112 grand. Now, how many people here can send a check to the government for 112 grand and not miss it?
Oh, no. I mean,
I know, Terry, you can find that in your couch cushions. At your house there,
you know, all that, those high margins that we make on everything. So
because you're a small business owner, and all small business owners.
There you go. That's it. Right there. Yeah. So anyway, so looking at this,
I saw a finger from Miranda, but I'm not sure which finger she gave me over there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this has been on the screen the whole time, so they haven't really watched us. But
it's still gone up.
Yeah. So anyway, all of this. I need to learn how to put our picture in the corner. I think I can, but anyway,
nobody needs to see us.
Yeah. So all of this,
our picture's scarier than this shit.
Yeah. So here. Oh, there we go. See, I'm going to get us on there. I'm going to figure this out, this technology.
Well, let's not do it.
No.
Let's not do it while the show's going on.
No. Yeah, hey, that's just one of those things. There we go. So we're in the corner here. Just you, actually. But, anyway, well,
what you're saying now is you're implying that Trey's responsible for this national debt.
That's it. You're all responsible. So anyway, $38 trillion. And what I wanted to show.
This chair.
Yeah, what I wanted to show was that that on this other tab, this is a number. This is daily, I guess. This is from fiscaldata.treasury.gov. So this is right from the Treasury. So this 38, again, yesterday, or no, that was 2 days ago, right? So 2 days ago, it's yesterday that we jumped over the 38 trillion, but it goes in and out, see? But if you go back.
Are we supposed to celebrate when we get below it?
No, I know. Well, of course, that's backwards. So back in August, we were at 37 trillion. What I was trying to find out is where we went from
36 to 37.
Yeah. So from May, let's see here, 30.
This is compelling pod.
Yeah. So look at this. I mean,
let's watch Terry scroll around on a.
So I'm learning this page. Right. Anyway, so we were in the $36 trillion in April and then to May. Okay, it looked like it was pretty stable, and then it jumped up. Okay, so now we've got so 36 trillion on to June.
Trump's building a new ballroom. Maybe that was it.
And so now,
by the way, I'm so tired of people. It's like that's all being done with private money,
right?
I don't give a shit.
Right.
If it's being done with public money, yes, I'd be screaming about it, but it's not.
So here we go. So in August 11th, we jumped to $37 trillion. So from August, September, October, and a little over 2 months, we added $1 trillion to our debt. So I'll go back to our picture. So
ought to make you sick.
That is, I don't know, that is crazy. That is, and this information is out there. And if you go and look at this should piss you off.
What we ought to do though is just tell everybody we're not paying them.
Right. But
just pick up the phone with China and say, hey, we're not paying you.
If you go back and look, though, we added $2 trillion in like a year during COVID.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
no, it's insane. And by the way, on the White House renovations, other presidents have done White House renovations. I didn't hear people screaming to hear the left or Democrats screaming when Obama put a basketball court in, which I thought was fine. I just don't want you now, and I think he used taxpayer money. I don't want them using taxpayer money to do that. But and by the same token, everything has to clear the historical commission that's done there.
Yeah,
they can't just go do things at the White House. The president can't come in and decide to put a stripper pole in. Bill Clinton tried, to put a stripper pole. I mean, everything has to be done through the historical commission.
Yeah. All right. So there we go. All right.
So please join us next Friday morning.
Yeah.
At 7:30.
Yeah, we're
For
gonna,
more insights and news and bullshit that we come up with.
and we won't be live.
No, we won't be live. We've already recorded this, but our special guest will have the 2 head football coaches of the 2 Wichita high schools in Wichita Falls, because they're not Wichita Falls high schools.
Both of our high school head
Exa-
coaches
yeah,
and
so
athletic directors.
Exactly. Athletic directors, coordinators,
Coordinators,
for the
sorry.
campus. They're campus coordinators, not the directors overall.
Oh, okay, okay.
So Greg Davis from Legacy High School will be in with us, and Mark Bendel, who was on with us last year as well when he was during this rivalry week with Maverick, or from the Memorial Mavericks, will be in with us. Okay. And it is gearing up for rivalry week. It's hard to say.
Rivalry, yes.
So yes,
rivalry
there is a
week.
traveling trophy now, because there's 2 high schools in town, and somebody made a trophy that travels with whoever wins. And I think it's a cool thing. Okay. And let me tell you, this would probably be a great game to go to. First off, you can go out there and support the band, go early and do the Texas Fish and Chips, and go early and support the band. You get some great fish from Redneck Culinary. Yeah. And then go watch a football game. And it very well could be a great game, because both of these teams, both of them lost last night, by the way.
Yeah.
And so they are going to be fighting for their playoff lives. And I think actually Mark Bendel said that yesterday, telling us that, but did not realize that they were going to lose last night. So these teams are going to be up.
Oh yeah.
Ready,
So this will
fight for this game.
All right. This will.
If nothing else, they fight for pride.
That's it. So all right. Well then we're going to wrap it up. This has been Get It Right Texoma. We thank you for joining us, and please share this. Let everybody know that we're here, and just get the word out for us.
That's right.
At least help us out. So we're going to wrap it up here, and as Mike always said, we will see you down the road.
You make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.